I want to thank one person, one man, and that is my grandfather. My grandfather allowed me to understand this idea when he was in high school. I learned about this story of him going to high school in Brooklyn, New York. How many people are from Brooklyn here? Woo, yeah. I'm a New Yorker, yes. And he was going to high school in Brooklyn. In the 11th grade, he asked his teacher why the history books didn't represent the world the way it looks in this room, right? Why the achievements of men and women always looked a particular way in 1926. He wanted to know where African Americans were in history books, where Asian Americans were, where the whole world was. And the answer he received from his teacher, which is that, in particular, African Americans had done nothing to merit inclusion, did not sit well with him. He kept asking this question, and he was expelled for his impertinence. So this was the 11th grade, and his pride was so wounded that he never went back to high school, and certainly never got a college degree. He went on to support my family as a janitor by day, and in the evening, he was also a jazz musician and a painter. And I was confused when I was younger about why he would make this decision to go into the arts, right? I thought, well, he could have been an activist, politician based on that kind of an experience. But I came to understand from him the power of the arts to shift our vision towards a more capacious notion of justice. And I would like to think that he is no longer with us, but somewhere smiling, knowing that his granddaughter here in the United States, now a professor at Harvard, teaching an art history and an American studies and an African American studies. So. My name is Sarah Elizabeth Lewis, and my initials are in part to honor him. His name is much cooler than mine, though. It's Shadrach Emmanuel Lee. Much better. But he helped me to understand this topic, and I teach a course entitled Vision and Justice, the Art and Citizenship at Harvard, and I've spent a lot of time writing about this topic. And I'd like to start by asking kind of a counterintuitive question. And as I ask it, I hope the answer you have now will be different from the answer you have at the end of my short talk. So the question is simply, can art measure human life? It's not a question we ask very often, right? We often consider the measurement of human life through vastly different means, right? Social science metrics, something like demography, right? Where you live, how that might determine health disparities, different life outcomes. We might even use something as basic as mortality rates to measure human life. How healthy have you been? But there is another kind of currency in social society, and it often comes down to the way in which we represent ourselves through the arts as a way in which we measure our lives. This nexus of art and citizenship, you might say, or art and social justice has real, actual currency today. Quite recently, Secretary Jack Lew announced that our currency would change, right? Here you're seeing what we understand by 2020 will be the face and back of the $20 bill, right? Andrew Jackson will move to the back to make room for Harriet Tubman on the front, right? And on the back of our $10 bill, we'll have our female icons here, including Sojourner Truth and all of our suffragettes, many others, right? And of course, Hamilton will remain. Why? Because of the popularity of Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton, right? He was on the chopping block for a while there. This is an idea with true currency.